Oh, look at Desert. This is why I picked up Desert Runner, man. That's a tough long distance runner to grind that win out. 241 and 1.
Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.
YouTube, what's going on? HRG, aka Horse Racing Gamer. We're back with Gallop 2023, aka 2004. Thank you guys so much for the love and support on the channel. This should be episode 252 on the series. Last episode was tough. That gave me a rude awakening of getting back into this game. We won half of our races, literally. We lost half, we won half. So, not the ideal start. Usually, at least in recent memory, when I start episodes, we typically come out winning quite a bit of our races. Then we'll maybe taper off towards the end. But it's been a competitive year, man. There's actually a lot of good horses in the game across all the levels, from grade 1 down to open. So, in all honesty, it's really the perfect time for the game to be tough because, again, this is a major transitioning period for us where we're trying to establish which of our horses are East Side Band Tier 1 level horses, and then which of them obviously fall below that. That way we know who we should be focusing on and who, we should tailor their expectations a little bit better, right? Some of these horses are not going to be used for breeding at the end of it, or we may only use them one time, Some of them, most of them are probably not even going to be Hall of Famers just because of what it takes to win a GWS in such a short time for some of these horses. So we have to be more selective. So yeah, I need to see which horses can really prove themselves in these groups and kind of make themselves stand out in a class of tough horses, and then the others that still may be good, but they still will kind of struggle, Like I can say right now, as far as horses that we have, September Sky, I've dropped a couple races with her recently, but it is what it is. She's been on the decline. Little Vixen's the type of horse that's definitely Tier 1. We're not really losing with her. 9 grade 1s, 18 wins out of 25 starts. She's finished in the top 3, 24 over 25 starts. Like, this is a horse that, we know we can feel confident with, right? Vivid Eye's not bad. She has a similar record. 25 finishes in the top 3 out of her 29 starts, just fewer grade 1s. Crazy Hunter, same story. Delta Dream's been fantastic. 11 grade 1 wins, 13 wins out of 18 starts. You know what I mean? Like Delta Dream, Little Vixen, of course, Classy Smart. She even deserves to be in that category, even though I've been so back and forth with her about breeding, just because her stats are okay, but not what I really wanted wholeheartedly. But still, she's a good horse. We'll use her for a year or two, realistically. Eastside Band, those are Tier 1 horses we're trying to measure up with. Little Mai, 12 wins out of 15 starts, 6 grade 1s. These are the horses that I know we can do these incredible things with. So that's the bar that's been set now, right? Every time we get better horses, the bar continues to be set higher. That's where the bar is. Angel Hearts, he's in that category. 7 wins out of 8 starts in his career as a 3-year-old with 3 grade 1s. He's on a fantastic path. Lockwood, 6 wins out of 8 starts with 4 grade 1s. Like, these are our best Tier 1 horses. Everybody else has to meet their level, and if they don't, then we know where they stand, right? That's how I'm treating the game. That's how I'm treating our horses. So it's a very, very tough, I should say, top bar to reach for a lot of the horses. So I'm trying to be more reasonable, but understanding every horse you breed in this game is not going to be that horse. That's just not realistic. Not every single horse. Not saying you can't have a lot of really great Tier 1 horses, but every single horse you breed more than likely will not always turn out to be Dream Series, winning every race, domination type of horses, right? That's just how it is. So, 5 races coming up here. We have an open with Flying Home, and we'll go through the rest of the card later. Let's just get into it today. All right, so we have a stretch again of 5 races this week. A couple opens, couple grade 1s, couple 2-year-olds should be debuting, like this one. 2-year-old filly Flying Home, ready to debut by He's Stargazing out of Real Happy. She is the favorite by quite a margin. I think her leg type should be mid to Procedure. That's what both of her parents were. But again, this game gives you random leg types. She probably has last corner leader and good stamina as well. More than likely from her father. So that's just kind of what I'm guessing based off of the pedigree. But again, Gallop Racer always sends you for a ride. And sometimes they say, oh, you thought this is what your horse was going to be like. No, we're going to give you a horse that's the complete opposite. 6 furlong sprint. I don't think she'll be a sprinter. So this race is kind of an anomaly. But it's just, I mean, she's the favorite. That's a good sign. I'd be shocked if she was a sprinter. Like, if 6 furlongs was her minimum, I'd be like, whoa. The Stargazing definitely was like a really strong miler. He didn't really have the speed to win at 6. Even though he did occasionally, but it wasn't his strong suit. Yeah, I definitely feel like she's probably a mid runner at least. But she's max stam, which is good, so... Always like to see a max stam on your debuting horse. Okay. Just one little tap, get her going for a 1.5. Last corner leader as expected because those pedigrees have passed down. 9 is closing. Why is the 9 closing? Why are the 9 and the 4 closing? Flying home. You gotta finish, my girl. Come on. And she just gets it done. Oh my gosh. She has so much stamina left. How soon do I have to get her going? Guess way sooner than I realized, so that's good to know. Her stamina could be way higher than I think. Gosh, she had almost like a quarter of a bar left at the end. But they give me a double S for the spur. Position was A, so yeah, it was pretty close. She had a lot of stamina left in the end, man. I'm still feeling like I could have started her a lot sooner, and we would have won that probably a little bit more convincingly, but we'll see. Anyways, 3 2-year-olds have debuted, and we have 2 wins so far for Cafe Bronco and Flying Home. So looking good for the 2-year-olds. Breaking their maidens. Revenge, another 2-year-old. He's up. He's the favorite in this Grade 3 Cincinnati Stakes. Should be able to get the win done. Let's go ahead and check him out. So I write this down. Revenge by Gentle House out of Butterfly Effect. And should be a front runner, I'm hoping. I don't know what this real race is. I'll have to look it up, and the graphic, I'm sure, popped up beforehand. I just don't want to take the time to look it up every time we do a new race. So I'll just do that for the graphic. But yeah, I'm hoping he's front runner to Procedure. I can't imagine him being anything else differently than that.
Are in the gate.
But we will see very shortly here as we get head to post.
Beautiful start.
Okay, good start. Really hoping if he's a front runner with good stamina because he has Gentle House in his pedigree, that would really make him OP. And I'm certainly hoping that's the case, but I'll just have to wait and see. That's the thing when I did not mean to do that, but it's totally my fault. I was going to say, that's the thing about playing this game when your 2-year-olds are born. Like, I'm always so in a hurry to see them on track. And then once I get them on track, it's like, I'm like, okay, I can take my time to figure you out as long as I know you're going to be, a really strong horse at the end of the day. His stamina's not great, though, so I'm a little bit confused about that. Oh, wow. Not a good debut for Revenge at all. We are going backwards. I didn't really think I didn't think I ran him that hard, but, man. We are figuring things out for sure. For better or for worse. Is he not a front runner? Could he be like a closer or something weird? Because that didn't give me front running Procedure type of capabilities at all. Yeah, position was D. If it's a D, that means I was way too far ahead. Wow. Okay. You know what? Yikes. We're up in a open with Desert Runner. Moving on, but this is a horse I picked up. I think he's only, I forgot if he's C or something ranked. I got him because of the distance, 11 to 18. Build a really good endurance line with him somewhere, but yeah, clearly Revenge is not a front or proceeder. Like when a horse goes backwards like that and hits the wall that quickly, that's a clear indication of too tired too quickly, and I wasn't even running him that hard. Yes, it was a sprinting race, but for his stamina to have dropped that drastically, he had no business being up there. So, just when I thought running horses like as a proceeder would be good for their 2-year-old debuts, that race just quickly reminded me, oh yeah, this doesn't work for everybody. Now, I guess you could run them in the mid-pack, but then like you really don't figure anything out from there, because you could get a decent grade only because your horse is literally in the middle. You know what I mean? Like I would rather run my horse a little out of position, so at least the game can tell me whether or not I'm close or I'm way far off, you know? The game just told us from that race I'm way far off, which means the horse probably wants to run closer towards the back. You know? That's why I do that. So I guess I kind of do that knowing the risk. I just don't like when it actually doesn't work out. But that's my own fault. That should not be any real indicator of what the horse is capable of. That's a horse being run in a position it's completely not made to run for, and me just genuinely not even having the slightest idea. So next time out, I'll run him towards the back. He should have a much better performance. I mean, we dropped the 13th. There was no way I could have held on to anything above that, even if I tried, you know? But he hit a ceiling, he hit the wall, it was done, stamina was going, so that's an example of a race where running them as a proceeder actually comes back to bite you in the butt when you don't know. Now, this guy, Desert Runner, for what it's worth, easy guy to work with. That's why I picked him up. He looked like a horse I'd be comfortable with, and I usually don't pick up horses that I don't get a good vibe about. I know my play style, and I know which horses benefit or could benefit how I play the game, you know? There are other horses that I know some of you use in the community that I wouldn't touch because I know it just doesn't fit my play style. Whether they're great horses or not, that's not really the point. There's plenty of good horses in Gallop Racer, but if you don't have the play style or the playing style to work with that horse, it's just kind of a waste, right? Oh, look at Desert. This is why I picked up Desert Runner, man. That's a tough long distance runner to grind that win out, 241 and 1 to get the dub. Desert Runner, supposed to finish 7th, by the way. There's a reason why I pick up certain horses, and why I look at certain horses, because I know how I play the game. I know what will help me, and I know what I'd probably struggle with. Just being realistic with my own limitations. Supposed to finish 7th. We get the win. Close race, okay. Fantastic ability that he will be passing down, hopefully. And just gotta get him with the right broodmare. We get some really good runners from Desert Runner. So there we go. This episode's starting off much better though. At least 2 wins out of 3 starts so far. Revenge, that was just an anomaly. That should not happen again. Another 2-year-old debut. Only this time, this is a grade 1 debuting Rock You Hurricane. And it's a pretty competitive field. And they gave us realistic goals, which means there's no pressure. In fact, this is another one of those races where 9 out of the 12 horses could all win. All have a chance to win. So, since this is Rock You Hurricane's first race, buy Golden Boy out of Free Fear. No idea. I'm a little bit nervous about trying the Proceeder Light type out again. So I think I'm just going to put this horse in the middle and see how he'll fight in traffic. I think that's all we can really do here today. I think that's all we can do. I feel like all of these horses, all these 2-year-olds should be good once I know how they need to run. I don't think any of them should be bad statistically or ability-wise. They all should be pretty strong, but it's one thing to see their stats. It's another thing to actually understand how to race them the best to maximize their stats, right? It's a multifaceted thing in this game, so I'm just going to keep this guy in the mid-pack and see how he handles it there. Because the game has been throwing us some weird combinations of horses with abilities or stats or distances that don't make sense in cooperation with the parents. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm learning I have to be more flexible to, like, not just automatically assume where my horses should be, because I've done that recently and it hasn't gone accordingly to plan. The game has been like, nope, psych, swerve, you thought. Honestly, that's what's really happened. I'm not even being funny, so. Alright, let's see. Let's see how Rocky Hurricane works. This is the best I can do with him. Now, if he's a real runner, he should be able to run a couple of these horses down. Now, the 12 and the 8 have taken off. And the field is still hanging with us. I don't know if he has a great heart rating. Stretch burst is good. And we'll finish 4th. So, not bad. There's definitely potential for a great horse in there. But he also, well, he most likely has a earlier growth type, which means he should be close to his peak within the next 6 to 12 months. So, like, if he's not winning right off the bat, that could be troublesome. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what they grade us there. Fast pace, Smooth Angel gets it done by length and 3/4. That horse is out of there. So is Ancient Stage, Ancient Melody. Yeah, they give us a good eval. So like I said, I feel there's some good potential in Rocky Hurricane. Just need to learn a little bit more about him. That's kind of where I'm feeling with these 2-year-olds. Just need to learn him a little bit more. Even Rapid Blade, even though she's not a 2-year-old, she's still developing. So a lot of horses still developing, and just need to figure that out. Point Black, 4-year-old filly. She'll be up in the Super Sprint. I think I said this would be my last grade 1 I would run with her. And then if she doesn't win this, I'll probably just drop her to grade 3s, grade 2s, and see what she can do there. Good abilities, man. It would kind of suck to not use her for breeding. Her stats are not that impressive. I don't like the stamina. The power, speed, and heart are actually good at their peak. So if you want to breed a really strong miler, she could make a good case for herself for 1 year, especially with all those abilities. Last corner leader, stretch burst, and close race okay. You can have all those abilities activate in one race, right? So yeah, we'll see.
The horses are in the gate.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
Beautiful start.
I'll just keep my mind open, as I always should. Here we go. And we're off in the Super Sprint with Point Black. I need to check her stats again, too. She's just kind of a horse I've forgotten about. Just because I'm not super impressed with her stats. But if she's really good at a mile, I probably shouldn't pass her up for breeding at least 1 year, right? I mean, she has Diamond Plan in her pedigree. It's not as if she has some bum. She has Diamond Plan. She's connected to Toxic Blonde, who's connected to Blues Breeze. You know what I mean? I was talking about him, I think, in the last episode. He only won 3 grade 1s, but this is a horse that's connected to him, that's on track, racing in a pretty big sprinting race. So if she wins this, she will make a good name for herself. Let's go. I think that was the perfect start. Hopefully she can roll. Oh, the 7 is charging, man. Who is that? Cold Scramble. Horse is not even supposed to be beating us. We have close race okay. That should activate soon, shouldn't it? I mean, are we close, or are we just outgunned here today? No close race. They just kind of blew past us. I swear she's literally just going to finish 6th. Yep. Just when I thought it was going to look good, she just kind of got past. Will they give me a bad rating for the spurt? I think I could have done better. And I get it, I suppose, but what was I supposed to do, really? I mean, what could I have done differently there? I guess giving her more of the head start. Like this last corner leader activate on a straight track like that? You know what I mean? Or is that only on tracks with turns? I've always wondered about that. I mean, we hit our goals with everybody except Revenge. Yeah. Gosh, it's tough, man. It's really a tough time in the game. I'm not exaggerating that. It's kind of a tough time. I'm dropping some races still, but like these are races with horses that like are still pretty good. I mean, she's not doing bad, point blank. I just raced with her. 13 finishes in the top 3 out of her 15 starts, 10 wins, 3 grade 3s, or excuse me, 3 grade 1s. But like, she hasn't been on a winning streak. I've been up and down. I won the Pluto before the last race we just did. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. It's still a little bit up and down with her. She's doing what her mother did, honestly. Kind of that same up and down winning ratio. Sprinters Cup, that's fine. There's really nothing else I have for her to do. I might as well just keep running her in these kind of. I mean, if she's trying to win like a 4-year-old Filly of the Year award title, maybe these races matter. But like in all honesty, they're grade 1s that don't really matter that much. The prize pools stink as well, at least for U.S. currency in this game. So, yeah, I will just kind of keep her on that path and see how she does. Yeah, Desert Runner. Okay, he's S ranked. Yeah, 2 back-to-back wins. Yeah, I like Desert Runner, man. Close race, okay, always seems to happen at a good time when he taps into it. And the thing is, most front runners with this type of endurance most horses with this type of endurance and distance, they're front runners. This guy is actually a mid to closer type. It's rare to get horses with such great endurance that want to run towards the back in this game. You know what I mean? Most of those horses are proceeders or front runners. They want to be near the front. That's also why I like this guy. Like, I can take advantage of his stamina by coasting at the back, and then we just need to make sure we get him going in time to outrun the other horses. It's a pretty sweet formula, man. And it's a fun way to race. I like overtaking. We'll race him in the Open Aurora, because look at his leg type. He's got a long way to go. He's only 3 years old. He's not going to hit his peak until he's almost 6. So I think he'll be fun to work with until then. I'm really excited for his potential. Irish Hill, he'll be up pretty soon. Cafe Blanco, you're ready to go again. Comet Inspector, you're straight. Flying home. Congratulations to your first win. You're D-ranked. That's corner leader is all they tell me about. Yeah, we'll figure out the rest later. What's your distance? 9 furlongs minimum. They want you in a grade 3. I want you in an open, just to kind of cater to that distance a bit more. Revenge, terrible start for you. 10 furlongs minimum. I'm sure you're a mid runner. He has come back. All right. Yeah, we're going to redeem ourselves with you. That was not ideal at all. I'm going to put him in a grade 3 Harvard Stakes. Longer distance. I'm going to race him towards the back and see how he does with that. Rocky Hurricane. Finishing 4th in that grade 1. Not terrible. Stretch burst is one of his 2 abilities. And response is at 74. His minimum distance is 7. Rocky Hurricane might be a sprinter. I'm very intrigued. So as soon as I can put him in a sprinting race, that's what I'm going to do. You know, in fact, let's run you in another sprint. We'll do the lead sprint. I know we ran him 6. He finished 4th. Let's keep him on this path. I really feel like if we can get it done, we need to figure out if he's going to be worthy of a horse. Because all Golden Boy's foals, they peak really soon, man. That's the one downside of using him as a sire. I used him way too much. His horses peak really fast, so technically now is the time we need to be putting this horse in grade 1s. If you can't win him now, it's just going to be a waste of time down the line. So that is kind of where we are at with that. Point Black, she'll be in another grade 1, as I mentioned a bit ago. And we'll just kind of go from there. I think that's all we can really do at the moment. So we'll get into, 6 races coming up. And we'll see how this goes. It's going to be a long one, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. And hopefully we can get the W's we need, because it is a tough summer so far. seriously. Let me fail. You know, Thompson, this is your second time challenging me, and I'm just not feeling it. You haven't told me what is the point of me wanting to accept that challenge. So therefore, I'm not going to do it. I go through this all the time when I play this game, do I not? Gosh, it has been a tough summer. Green Crystal. Did I buy this horse? Or no, somebody gave this horse to me. Whoever owns it gave it to me. Allowed me to have the permanent ride. Fast growth type, so like Golden Boy but on steroids. I think much better. Good leg type. Only dirt as well. So yeah, Green Crystal in this open. This should be pretty impressive. We'll see how this goes.
The horses are in the gate.
Ay. It is tough times here. But like a good tough times, you know. I'm realizing I have to do better, and then we're also racing against some really competitive horses, so that's keeping my motivation pretty high. In the midst of everything, in the midst of the losses that shouldn't be losses, I'm still motivated. What makes those races easier is just having that really strong horse that is just perfectly suited for it. That's the ultimate goal, right? It's just a reminder. I still need to make sure I get to that point. Specifically with my own horses. Like the in-game horses, like either I'm going to be good with them or I'm not, you know. I can't control their stats or their abilities. I can control the stats and abilities in one way or another for the most part with our originals, right? We have some of that power. We can choose which sires to use, which broodmares to use, you know, whatever.
And they're in the home stretch.
Okay, cruise control for Green Crystal. Wow. Okay. Green Crystal. I need to remember who loaned me this horse so I can say thank you. Because if he can do that, even with the fast growth type, I don't know, man. You could get some really monstrous sprinters from him. He could be another good sprinter line we have. Same with who were we using? Kinky Light, one of those two? I can't remember. 5-length winner for Green Crystal, Franck, of course. Franck would have a horse like this. Just a random speedster sitting in the winds. Just waiting for you to take control of and just see how he flies. Man, Green Crystal, looking forward to racing him. That should be fun. Storm out. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Up in the grade 3, allergies have been kicking my butt lately. I hope I'm not the only one. Not saying I want any of you to have allergies, but like if you have allergies, and like you at least understand how it feels when you're just sneezing and just feeling just, you know, like you're obviously allergic to stuff. Doesn't stop me from doing anything or going outside. It's the complete opposite, but they're still annoying to deal with. Allergies, that is. Moving on to Storm Owl, this grade 3. We are the favorite. We're carrying a pretty heavy handicap, to be honest with you. The heaviest horse in the field. So Storm Owl, I think I had to realize he probably will not be a grade 1 winning horse. I feel like his stats need to be a little bit better. You know what I mean? They're good, but they're not like, I don't know if they're at that level where we can really dominate and win like I would like to with him. Fun horse though. Can still use him for breeding, but we'll see how this goes.
And they're off. That was a beautiful start.
I love his coat as well. We don't have too many horses that look like him, so it would be nice to maybe try to get that going through some of the pedigrees, but that's not the priority. It's just an additional added benefit. It's just an aesthetic, really, but still, aesthetics are important. If anybody tells you they're not, they're lying. At least that's what I say. And then you could be thinking, well, who cares what you say? I'm kidding, but maybe not. In fact, there's probably been somebody at some point that that has like you know watched my videos. No, actually somebody did get mad about that. It was years ago. They left me a comment that said I was like talking too much, and I'm like, well, that's how I do my videos. If you watch the first couple of minutes, that should kind of tell you I'm going to talk through most of the video. If it took you more than a minute to figure that out, that's not my fault. You know what I mean? Like, I know when I'm watching YouTubers for the first time, based off of how their first 30 seconds to a minute is, I know whether or not they're going to be really loud and obnoxious or the opposite or whatever, right? You should be able to, you know, figure that out pretty quickly. So, but this person was like mad I was doing commentary over my videos. I'm like, there's a lot that happens in our episodes. I feel like without commentary, the context would just kind of make it boring, you know? That's just me personally. I feel like for certain videos and games, you need context, man. Now, like I said, Storm Owl is a really solid horse. If you run him perfectly, he's good enough to stay in the front. He just doesn't have like a serious kick or like any crazy raw speed. Just barely going to hold on, but he gets the grade 3 win. And that's all that matters. So, good win there for Storm Owl, getting it done. And I'm just trying to stack grade 3s with him. Like, he has that nice, like, he's really a beautiful horse. I would just love to get more of that look in some of our horses, you know? I can't remember when is the last time I've got just 5 S's alone. Like, we've had several races where we get double S's. I've rarely had races where it's just, like, singular S's. That's really unusual. Wow, it's so interesting. Major Rivers up in the grade 2. Sapporo. Again, I'm not chasing grade 1s or titles with her. I just want to win as much as I can for as long as I can. Retire her for breeding. Should be good enough. She has decent stats. She doesn't really have any weaknesses. So as long as I use her with the right stud, should get some decent horses from Major River. I'm hoping, but we'll see. Major River. Grade 2 Sapporo. See how she does. Alright. It's a fine start. She doesn't need to be near the front, so it doesn't really matter, but we'll take it. Drop her back into coverage. Does Japan even race at night even more? Yeah. English error. Does Japan race at night anymore? That's what I was trying to say. I swear my brain just turns to mush after a certain time. This is why like the recordings when they're late, they're always like this. My brain is just like, okay. I'm just chilling for the night, you know. The work day is done, really. So yeah, my brain's just kind of like, But yeah, I've watched. Especially recently, I've been watching just. There's quite a number of people because the races are always so crowded. There's a number of people in Japan that just upload the races from their phones, like on YouTube. It's really cool. Like that doesn't happen in North America that often. I mean, it does. But you can't. Like, it's harder to sometimes find different videos from some graded stakes races. Like you really have to like find. But again, because like every meet in Japan for horse racing is pretty much full of like thousands and thousands of people. It's like every day, every racing day in Japan is like the Kentucky Derby for them, even if it's like a grade 3 event. You know what I mean? So like that's cool to see. But I can't recall any seen any videos from night. I know in Shot 10 they do. I've seen some from Shot 10. I just can't remember if I've seen any from Japan. Major River is really a nice dirt horse in this game. I just feel like she's so overrated in 2003. They definitely buffed her here, I think. Could be running grade 1s with her, but I don't really care to do that. I would rather leave those open. I just want to win as much as I can. I think that'll do her justice. Fantastic grade 3 win. Or excuse me, grade 2 win. The Sapporo for Major River. On a roll. It's 3 back-to-back wins. No grade 1s in any of those, but still wins are wins, right? 8-length winner, we'll take it. In fact, I haven't won a grade 1 since, I think, episode 250. So it's a grade 1 drought. Lockwood, please break that, and you should. You've been awesome so far. This is the GWS Sprint. Far Midnight, Royal Charm, Perfect Runner, Flaring Crystal, Electric Arrow. Of course, Electric Arrow is in a race, racing against me. This is the horse I've still been looking for in the shop, because I had him in my notes, and I'm like, why would he be in my notes if he wasn't my horse? Then I remembered, oh, he's not my horse, but I'm trying to get a permanent ride with him. We're racing against him today, of course. But Lockwood's been great. Buy Gentle House out of Real Happy. He's solid enough. Still don't know what his power or heart are. That's going to be good to know. But he can run on turf or dirt. He's pretty much good on both. So he'll be really good as a sire for that flexibility. Bears, unfortunately, not what we want. He gets that from Real Happy, who gets that from her father, Vivid Legend. But again, Bears is not affecting us. He has 82 stamina. He's not going to get tired to the point where that'll become a thing. And unless I run him really crazily, we don't have to worry about Bears. You know what I mean? Like, Bears is definitely kind of a self-imposed ability that you activate, as opposed to just the game just hitting you with it out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, you have to kind of work yourself into that ability popping up on your horse in a race. And I know that more than anybody, so as long as it doesn't affect us in our races, it's just an ability I pretend is not there, you know. I know that's a weird way to think, but again, like, I don't want to throw away a horse for breeding just because it has that ability. Especially if the ability is not costing you races. As long as it's not costing you races, it's just there. Honestly. To me, it's nothing more than just an ugly aesthetic, you know? That's really it. I keep forgetting Lockwood's a closer, man. I feel like every time I race with him, I want him near the front, and then I'm like, oh, wait, he's a closer. Was not expecting that at all. All he has is stretch burst, so...
Show your guts.
Get up there, my guy. Let's go. Full steam. There we go. Take off. Take off. Gosh, they're still up there. The 3 and the 2. Are we going to have the chance to catch them? Do we get stretch burst? Oh, this is going to be close. Stretch burst. Nothing. Wow. Well, there it is. Too late, though. Too late. Oh, man. I'm just not getting the grade 1s, am I? 82 stamina. I should have taken advantage of that and started him earlier, right? Man. I don't know why that's happening. I'm just not quite getting it where I need to for those races. That's really disappointing. Eastside Band and Chicago Stakes. It's been such a rough 2 episodes. I'm nervous, but fortunately Desert Spring and Gray Shore are the only horses that should give us any problem, and I should win. I mean, Eastside Band is Eastside Band. Gosh, Desert Spring is really good, though, too. Like I said, the game is really throwing a lot of good horses at me at once. It's unusual, but the results are still part of my own wrongdoing. I just felt like he should have been able to bounce back in that type of situation with 84 speed. I mean, it's not the fastest in the game, no, but I just felt like he should have had enough, but we're also running against horses that are equally matched to us, so that's not really giving myself an advantage, is it? Cleopatra has the record here. A grade 1 drought like this is actually crazy. It hasn't been this long since I've won a grade 1 in this game in a while, man. You know, like, it's actually kind of a weird thing happening right now. I just think it's a combination of everything. Tough fields, me not doing the right thing at the right time, and yeah, it's just kind of creating what I would consider hazardous gallop racer conditions, and I can't even get to the lead because these two knuckleheads up here. What are you doing? Are you guys even going to be in the top 5 today? Because I'll be really mad if you're not. It's East Side Band, though. I mean, she should be able to handle it. She has 94 stamina. Which means she doesn't really get tired. Don't get me wrong. I like my speedsters. I want a horse with really good stamina. That keeps you in the game so much better. That speed is only good when you're running short. You can't take that speed and run long. You can still run a short race with top-notch endurance as long as your horse is not too super slow. You just have to get them going sooner. I'll take stamina over speed in these games every day. Speed is more fun to work with, but stamina is way more practical if you actually want to win a lot. You know what I mean?
2 furlongs to go.
At least that's how I look at it. Maybe you guys disagree. That's fine, but we'll see. You see, this, I like 94 stam. I can do this and not really worry about it. If it was 94 speed and 84 stam, well, I'm sure we would still be doing exceptionally great, but we were kind of able to run away with that, and I still started pretty early. Of course, East Side Band saves me from my own insanity. Of course, it's East Side Band to remind me everything is okay even when it feels it's not, because you still have a horse like this. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, man. Honestly. No East Side Band right now would be kind of rough, I'm not going to lie. She gets the Chicago Stakes. Easy victory for our girl. First grade 1 in almost 2 episodes, which again is a very unusual thing. So, yeah, 5-length winner, clear and easy. Thank goodness for East Side Band getting it done, keeping her winning streak alive. Glam Queen, maybe she can follow suit as well. Wishful thinking, right? That win was at 9.19, or excuse me, 9.5. What am I saying? Shows she's kind of close to a mid-champ, to be honest. In fact, all I need to do is win with her on dirt. I just don't know if I feel comfortable doing that. Glam Queen's up in the Platinum Stakes, GWS Turf territory. This is her first shot at this title, so we'll see how she does. Legal Station is the favorite. That's a good horse. I cannot believe they put so many good horses in the game at once. This rarely happens. If you don't believe me, go back. There's 250 other episodes to tell you, yeah, this doesn't happen often. Gosh, she's 3 years old, and I still don't really know that much about her. I don't know her power. I don't know her stamina and her last ability. Buy a Gentle House at a Free Fear. Great heart rating. She can run leading or in last. She doesn't want to be anywhere in between. So I'm gonna have to make a quick decision. And again, not knowing her stamina kind of influences whether or not I should run her towards the front or the back. I'm a little bit hesitant taking her to the lead, because I don't know what her stamina is. It should be good, but I can't guarantee that. It could be like 59 or something, you know. So I have no idea, but
That was a beautiful start.
we'll see how this start goes. If there's nobody taking the lead, I will go for the lead. But there are horses trying to, you know, run with me to the front. I will not take her there. We can actually take the lead. Yep. This is, well, I thought so. Are we okay? Who's up here with me, first of all? This seems a little bit hot. Zach Ruler and Special Line. I mean, these aren't bad horses, but gosh, I don't... Ah, man, I feel like I made the wrong decision. I'm not really feeling this pace at all. 11-7, that's pretty fast, man.
They are midway down the backstretch.
Not ideal, not ideal. I should have dropped her back. I was hoping that the pace was going to slow down a bit. I thought they were just trying to get in front of me, but turns out, nope. Exact Ruler really wanted the lead, which this is usually how this horse runs. especially with Nielsen on board. This is just a combination for these two to want to lead this far ahead. She's max stam right now, our girl though, Glam Queen, so hopefully that's a good sign for her.
2 furlongs to go.
Did not bump that horse, whatever, man. She's got a great heart rating, so we should be able to put special line away. And last corner leader. Oh, thank goodness for the Glam Queen. You see, my tier 1 horses, I mentioned her in the last episode of being a tier 1 horse. My tier 1 horses are bailing me out because that's what they're supposed to do. Wow, what a win for... That's a big win, guys. In the GWS Turf Series as well. That's huge. 2 back-to-back grade 1s with Eastside Band and Glam Queen. This is why I have them nominated as my tier 1 horses. This is what I think tier 1 horses should be able to do. I didn't want to run that pace. This could also prove that she actually has better stamina than I know. But again, until the game tells me, I won't have an idea. Glam Queen gets the Platinum Stakes done. That's a big win, man. She crushes that by 7 lengths. Let's go. Like I said, thank goodness for Eastside Band and Glam Queen. Just a reminder, like with those horses, I can still achieve great things. That's why, like, I need to make sure I'm running with horses that are like Glam Queen and Eastside Band. That's always been my number 1 goal, to produce horses like that. And you see why. That is not just randomization. That's really me, like, focusing on certain aspects of my breeding for the long term. Glam Queen and Eastside Band are both the culmination of long-term development and breeding with some hiccups involved. They're not horses I just lucked up on. They're horses that I wanted to get at this point. It just took a while. And with all that being said, we're still not leading a single category, but we just started. We can still win. Little Maya can still win the dirt. Glam Queen is looking really strong to win the turf. And Eastside Band will win the sprint. I just need to put her in more races. Does she not already win the sprint, though? Or am I crazy? Maybe she won the turf. Okay, she already won the sprint. So why am I... I think I wanted to run her in the turf, but... that's what I thought. She already won the sprint. So I'm not sure what I'm doing there. Oh, I'm going for a title, though. That's why. See, that would make sense. I won't run her in the Paris Mile Cup. I'll save that for somebody else. Yeah, I don't even... I have GWS Turf in my notes. Like, she still needs to win it, but she doesn't. So, that's weird. I'm running the Victorious... Well, she'll be in the green. Does she need wins at 10 for mid-champ? She's close. Actually, run her in the LA Turf. I'd rather try to get her a mid-champ title as well. I mean, she'll get it. That's just what I'm working towards. Let's see. Who do we race? There's a Green Crystal. Where are you at? Green Crystal. Yeah, Franck just gave me this horse, man. Pretty nice dirt horse. I appreciate it, Franck. 8 to 12 in the dirt. Probably not going to be a whole lot for him, to be honest. Dirt races are kind of scarce at this point in the game. World J Cup. That's perfect. He could get a 2-year-old award if he wins that, I'd imagine. So that could be really good. Storm Owl. Got to record my stats as well. It's only 6 wins for Storm Owl, but he's consistent. I mean, he's finished in the top 3 12 of his 15 times. So, consistent guy. He's definitely... He's like a little bit better version of Moontrapper statistically. That's like, you know, she peaked at A. She never hit above A, I don't think. So, Storm Owl's kind of the same story here. So, I mean, he's almost at his peak. He's not going to be that much better, so we kind of already see him at his best. Beautiful guy. Like I said, I would still like to use him for breeding if we have the space. 9 to 11. Running him 12 might be a bit of a stretch, but I think it's a good test for him. Unless I do want to toss him into a grade 1. You know what? I'm gonna give you a layoff if you can afford one. And actually, not even really a layoff. I was gonna race them in October, but Saturn Stakes, 10 furlongs. Let's see if you can actually win that, my guy. If not, then I guess I'll have to stop the Grade 1 train from there. Glam Queen, 6 for 7 with. That was her first Grade 1. Wow, that is awesome. She's really she is really something special, man. By Gentle House out of Free Fear. I think she's like the first Free Fear related foal that's actually turning out to be quite monstrous. So yeah, that was her first Grade 1 win at 10 furlongs, man. That's pretty big. And my goal with her was to win Grade 2s and Grade 3s. Why? That's weird. Why would I write that? She's clearly better than that. Oh gosh, I'm really a weird guy, admittedly. I'm well aware. Can you run the Paris Oaks? You can. Ew. Let's do it. 12 furlongs. She'll be in the green, but if she's going to be close to East Side Band, I think this is a race she should be able to win. Then what? Lockwood in the Prince Cup. Yeah, gosh, cannot believe I lost that race. I mean, still, 8 furlongs is not his ideal range, but I could have won that. That's kind of poor on my behalf. Wasted his stamina. What if I should toss him in the sprint? I'm gonna toss him in this GWS sprint again. Obviously, he's in that race for a reason. I mean, he's in that championship, so. Moonsinger. I forgot. I'm like, why did she not have a race? I forgot I'm letting her go. Green Crystal's good. Who else? Eastside Band. No, I put her in a race, right? Yeah, the LA Turf. Here we go with everybody. Major River included? No, Major River I was spacing on. You know what? Since this Grade 1's actually available, I'll try running her in it. The Spica Stakes. We'll see how she does there. Again, I have no goals with her with Grade 1s. I would prefer to just run her in Grade 3s and Grade 2s. But if an open Grade 1 pops up, I might as well give her a shot, right? I mean, that's really how I want to be with her. Just kind of in free flow, you know. We'll knock these 4 races out, and that'll end the episode. There's been a lot of racing here today, actually. Quite a bit. Then again, though, if I add these races to this episode, that means I may not be able to do another one after a certain amount of time. I'm trying to keep it between 8 and 12 minimum. We actually did a lot today. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 races today. It doesn't feel like that, but I think I kind of just went from race to race, right? There wasn't really a whole lot of like in-between stuff I did, so that's probably why it flew by. I actually saved these 4 because they're the last 4 of the month. 3 of them are Grade 1s. We have the Grade 2 Boston with Marksman. Still trying to figure out if he'll be worth anything long term or not. From Fairy Singer by Fairy Singer out of Butterfly Effect. We have the Lead Oaks with Classy and Smart. Again, we'll use her for breeding for at least 1 year. Dropped the Altair, but that was like weeks ago in real life. I don't even remember what happened in that race. Rocky Hurricane shows potential. He'll be back up in another Grade 1 in the Lead Sprint Stakes. See if we can try to get him a win there. Then we'll have the Leads Stakes with Delta Dream. I believe going for a turf-related title. And we lost the Prince Cup last time out, so we'll try to bounce back here. So these are pretty important races. I think we should start off the next episode with. Let's see how things go. I actually want to go back to the pasture right quick to actually check out the brood mares. And also just to kind of remind you guys of who we have. So, horses that will be born next year. A formal opera foal out of Soy Conquistador. A solo rider foal foal out of Cleopatra. A diamond plan foal out of Tigris of Stone. Could be Eastside Band's. It will be Eastside Band's full-blooded sibling, so could be just as good. Could be worse. Could be better. A secret ending foal out of Miss Vaporwave. Speed is definitely in this pairing right here. A Valley King foal out of Butterfly Effect. Both of those horses were great, right? Butterfly Effect Hall of Famer Valley King just missed it, but still he essentially achieved the same amount of wins that most of our Hall of Fame horses have, so that should be fantastic. Kinky Light in Bay City should be very, very good as well. We have another secret ending foal out of Galaxy Star, combining his speed with her stamina. That should be dangerous. And then you have a He Stargazing foal out of Frugal Lark. Like, again, we're really set for the future here. It's just a matter of who's really going to look the strongest right from the gates, and who we may have to, develop more with. Here's our current studs. I don't know if we'll use Joker's card again. I think I'm done with Diamond Plan. I've got way too much out of him by now. Formal Opera's kind of in the same boat. We have a lot from him. So Joker's card, Diamond Plan, Formal Opera, and he's Stargazing. Those are the four that we'll probably be kicking out next year. Possibly. Because technically the only studs we'll be able to retire by then, if I actually look. Like, we'll retire Delta Dream. Pearly Ball still developing, so that's a no. Storm Owl, he's still developing, but he may peak before next year's breeding season, so maybe if I want to give him an early retirement, we could put him back there. Eastern Knife is already at his peak, but I still want to race him until he's officially on the decline. For the most part, I could change my mind totally, but only 5 wins with him. That feels really lackluster. I definitely need to get that into double digits, and it's fine. I'm having fun riding with him. Angel Hearts, because of his growth type, he'll probably be peaking and be ready to have his retirement next year, but he's still strong enough where I could race him for years beyond that, and that's kind of what I want to do. So he's probably off limits. Same for Lockwood, Marksman. I don't think he'll be ready. So actually, yeah, we don't really have that many studs. I feel like we'll be able to retire by next year's breeding season, except for a couple. So yeah, we'll definitely have to be a little bit patient. But I know I should replace Diamond Plan and Formal Opera at least. I don't really want to replace Formal Opera. I think that horse has been really good for us as far as the different leg types we're getting and having that turf and dirt flexibility. But He Stargazing should be gone for sure. Diamond Plan, again, I think he should be gone. Joker's card doesn't have to go, He could actually prove to be kind of a moon trapper type of breeding horse for us, in regards to giving us really strong super horses. But Diamond Plan and He Stargazing have to go. Formal Opera should probably follow behind them, and then maybe Joker card will be last. That'll do it though for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. That was a much better last stint. More wins in that video as well. Out of our 11 races, we did win at least 7 of them. So not all of them, of course, but we won the races we were really supposed to win for the most part. And we were reminded we have great Tier 1 horses like Eastside Band and Glam Queen. Thank goodness. Angel Hearts, didn't race with him yet. Green Crystal was looking good for us. So Desert Runner, very fun long distance project I'm working with. Major River, she's still dominating on the dirt. So good stuff happened. We'll continue to build on that. Summer's not over yet. We're only about halfway through. So until next time, Horse Racing Gamer signing out. Well, you have a grand fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.